Hi everyone. So it's Monday morning. This is always a big shipping day. When I'm not too busy on Sundays, I try to pre-ship a lot of items so that Monday is not quite so much because it's 11 already and I have a bunch of orders to go out. But yesterday I had been behind on my listing. I did not get any listings up Saturday because I was at the bins, and by the time we got home at 10 at night, I'm still recovering from this illness, so I felt like I just needed to sleep. So Sunday I still only launched, I think, 5 items. My sales held somewhat steady, not near, what I like, but it held okay. So now I have all of my shipping to do since Friday. I shipped Friday morning before we left for Denver, and then I normally ship Saturday also to kind of offset some of this. I don't like going into my small post office with, 30 or more items. They're very good about it. They don't care. I got to find my tape gun here. Actually, I think I'm going to need more tape, but we'll see. I think I'll get by. I have more tape in my other thing. I just didn't prep. So anyway, I'm going to ship all these here. And I'm going to go kind of fast, just because I got to get them out. So let's see where we're at. I have 30 items awaiting shipment. I had one more, but they canceled that yesterday. It was that chenille robe. So, it's the kind of thing where they're like, oh, I only bid $48, like, because I accepted their offer. I didn't know that there was shipping on top, that kind of thing. And I'm just like, that's okay. I'll cancel that for you. No problem. Just as if it doesn't pop up that's the thing. So, oh, here comes my puppy. Let's see how good I shut the door. It looks like I shut it good enough he can't get in. He loves to come down here. Okay, so I have 30 items for a total of $847.43 going out. Now remember, that includes the shipping money, I believe, that I've collected. I'm pretty sure that it includes that. So I'm just going to grab off the top. So I have Nike track pants, $628. So let me go Control F. If you have a lot of orders, you can go to Control F and try to find it. Now I'm really actually pretty happy with this sale. This is number 628, and I'm on the 4,000s now as far as listing. And that's just since I've numbered. Some of these items that say like 628, they were in my inventory before I started using numbers, and then I put everything into the numbering system. So who knows how long I've had these. They say read in the title, so there's definitely some flaw on these, and they are in XL. So I took $7 plus shipping, so the customer is $16.47 all in, and I just want to make sure that they don't have any other orders. I love it when resellers come along and just, buy a lot out of my store. Like, if they can get more money or whatever, that's great for me. Only one order on this one, though, so that's a single order. So, the story of my life, you're like, okay, we've heard that story before, but it's a different, it's the same story. Weather is coming. I got a bunch at the bins on Saturday. If you happen to have caught my haul yesterday, you saw that I, got a halfway decent amount. But I've already got 30 sent to my VA. They will have those done all, by tomorrow at noon or whatever. They'll have all 30 of those done. I've got probably, I don't even think I have 30 items behind me. And, so out of all that bin stuff, most of it was eBay, but it's not enough to get me by. And I knew it at the time, but I just couldn't stay any longer. My husband is a pastor, and so it's good if we show up on Sunday, right? And Sunday is a big day for us. It's why we're here. It's why we live in this particular community up in the mountains. It's not because it's good for the business, that is for sure. It's actually hard on the business, but other places you live, you'd have other problems. You'd have traffic, you'd have higher taxes, much higher cost of living. So, I try to keep it all in perspective. So my quandary is, I'll have everything pretty much listed by tomorrow afternoon, which that's great. Then you get in the car and you go get more, and maybe you stay longer and try to get 2 weeks worth. But of course, the weather, it's the weather. It really isn't even where we live. It's just we are having a very unusual amount of weather. And so Wednesday is supposed to be the worst day, I think, of this week. So I have a lot of options. I can either get all this done, not list, and go to Laramie, where I share an apartment with my daughter. We use it for the business, but she's in college, so she pays most of the rent, and then we just help offset, like when her car registration comes up, and then we pay for her phone, and we offset it because I'm there a lot. It's the apartment that I originally had when I was a nurse there in that community. So we've kept that, and I just think that even though we have a lot of family that lives there, right now we're going to have a place to stay whenever we're there. My mom lives there and has 2 extra bedrooms, but right now my brother he's there recovering from having been a teacher in China during the whole COVID pandemic, and all that entails. That's a long story. And he had to spend so much money trying to get his wife back from Malawi. She had left because of a emergency in her family, and no big deal. It was like only a year ago. I mean, it was after a lot of the height of COVID, and people were coming back and forth to China. But she is from Africa. She's from African descent. I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but they would not let her back in. So they spent, 8 months apart, and she had one of the younger children, and my brother had their older daughter. They did not want to disrupt her school. And so long story short, after an entire school year of him being a single parent with his daughter and her not able to see her mother, which was not planned. I mean, in the military, I'm not saying it's any better, because that's got to be rough to do that repeatedly. And I know military people, thank you for doing that many times over. But, they just had not planned their life for him to be a single parent and for her to be without her mother. It wasn't what they wanted in their life. So anyway, he spent a ton of money on immigration lawyers and stuff, and and China just could not process the paperwork in time. So finally he gave up, and they met in Malawi for a few months, and then she should be coming in the next 4 weeks. So they've seen each other this year for 6 months, and then he came to get their little girl in an American school where they were at in Malawi. Just I mean, you can homeschool, you can do all kinds of things, but, it is kind of a chalkboard and a chalk type situation. And it's a beautiful country. My mom's been there several times, but he just wanted his daughter to come, get into school and get started. So anyway, that's why he's staying at my mom's, and she's coming, and they just need to recover financially from that situation, as you can imagine. And because he had a good job over there for I think it's an embassy school, and they tried to help him. They had a lot of resources to help him too, and they just could not get it done. And it wasn't just, honestly, people from Africa. There were other people who had done the same thing. They had not seen their family for 2 years over COVID, and they thought the coast was clear to go back, and then they couldn't get back, and they were separate from their spouse. So it wasn't just his situation. So anyway, I can't stay at my mom's, really. There's no extra bedrooms because my brother is there. And then my son and daughter-in-law live there, but they have so much family, my daughter-in-law does, and they have friends all the time staying there. So I can't just call tonight and say, hey, I'm coming. So I will probably always have to have an apartment there no matter what. This next order is an Ivory Ella sweatshirt. It's a Sherpa. It's red. It's really cute. It's going to have to go. I couldn't get it in a flat rate mailer. It's an off-brand. It must be a bins pickup. I've had it. Let's see. This is number 3363. So I haven't had it that long. So it must have just, been in September, October, when I thought, this will sell. It's a Sherpa thing. But I got $10 for it plus shipping, so $17.19. Let's see. It's £1.03. They did not use my coupon or promoted listings, either one. So we're going to get that shipped. I forgot to tell you on the other one if they did or didn't. I'm sorry about that. I'm talking too much. But anyway, so my choices are to go up there, stay at the apartment that I share with my daughter, stay a few days, take a chance of getting stuck and shopping there, or getting to Denver. Or I can stay home and I can edit and just power edit all of these older listings by hand. There's also tons of like paperwork and house cleaning. I mean, that's where my heart is. I don't feel like I'm not a good person if I don't go. The problem is I'm trying to, run a business here, and I'm already down, I think, after this weekend of not listing a whole lot, I'm down to 977 listings. And it's just, it's just harder to, I really messed up on this one. They paid $6 in shipping. I had it as first class, and this is not first class. So anyway, I'm going to have to pay $10.77 ground. So, this is kind of a break-even one. Who knows what I did on this one, why I had it as charging them $6. But anyway, that's what happened. I'm not going to fret it. It's, whatever. It's a lower end brand, and it's a sale. So I might have made like $1 on this one. So we're getting it out of our hair. So, sorry, it's making me put dimensions even though it's, just a mailer. So let's get that in. Make sure it's still the same. Yes, it is. So anyway, that's that story. So, I don't mind. I mean, my husband and I have been together most of the holidays. I traveled a couple times without him. So, we're fine if we have to be apart for 3 or 4 days once in a while. It's just, then I'm apart from my dog. And then also, it's that little bit of 1 hour of house cleaning that you kind of do without even thinking about it a day. It's, spiffing up my office, resetting to 0, doing some dishes. And then my husband gets stuck doing all of that, which he's fine with. He doesn't mind. And there's only 2 of us. So it's fine. But I really did not want to be gone 3 or 4 days this week again. I know that I do not have enough inventory to get by more than 2 days. And the problem with editing is that your income kind of stays the same, but then by the time you sell my normal 70 or 80 items this week that I normally sell, I'm down at around, under 900 listings. And it's just really hard to get, I believe, traction. Even if you have really good stuff that's left in your store, even if it's all edited, I just think that I feel like already that to have $10,000 in sales on under 1,000 listings is really, really good, but I don't want to push that. I don't want to get down to 700 listings. I think that my store, I don't care. I guess if you're adding amazing stuff every single day, you could run a store on 500 listings and still make 10,000 or more a month. But, I feel like I'm already cutting it close. I feel like I'm already selling equal to what I'm listing. And then when I don't list over the weekend, like I didn't, then my sales just instantly, not my sales, but my number of listings available just plummet. And I just don't, I don't want to push that. All right, these are some Under Armour shorts, number 3621. Let's see where we're at here. I should just search it, but I'm just right here. All right, 3621. So I haven't had these too long. These are a bins pickup. They used promoted listings, no coupon. And so I sold them for $9 and $16.51 total. These are something I type in. I do pick up a lot of the same thing, like Under Armour shorts, Nike joggers, because I can just type them in so fast. Let me make sure he did not order anything else. Let's see. First, I got to copy. So yeah, life's kind of crazy right now with this weather. It makes it hard to predict. And I listened to his name is Don Day. He has a YouTube channel, and he's like the meteorologist, and he's pretty well known for just doing Nebraska, Wyoming, parts of Colorado, more Nebraska and Wyoming, I think. But anyway, you can go listen to him, Don Day Weather. But anyway, he's talking about just, again, like, into February, how much moisture we're going to be getting and how it's going to be very unpredictable till then. And I was just kind of having a little mini pity party this morning. I'm just like, how am I supposed to run this business like this? So the answer is that I'm going to have to commit to being gone some. And, you know, when this happens a couple times a year where we just have this huge period of time, and hopefully I solve this problem by next winter. That is my goal, is just to find the cash flow and find the wherewithal to do a couple of extra bins trips and give up something else in the business and just really stock up and not touch that except for periods of time like this. But I've already done that. I've had a stockpile and I just keep running out. So that's what I used to do. I just used to go with the flow, you know. Whoop, dropping stuff. I used to just go with the flow, and if it was a bad weather week, I just cleaned my house, got caught up, got a lot of side things done, and then when I could go, I went, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I wish I could do, but that didn't pay very well because my sales just fluctuated, and I never could really get like over $5,000 a month in sales doing that. Because, you know, I would go weeks and have things come up or whatever, and I didn't put the business first. I just kind of went with it, and, you know, now I've doubled my sales, and at times I've sold 12 to 13,000 a month on eBay, and that's really where I need to get back to. But that takes a lot of inconvenience is all I'm saying. You know, you don't get paid, $6,000 or $7,000 net take home. You know, I don't make $13,000. Even if I sell that much on eBay, I do not keep that or make that. But say you even net $6,000 out of that, you know, you don't have a high-end job like that without some effort, unless you just really went to school early in your life and you made some good choices to be like something where now you've got staff and everything. And that will be the eventual answer again, is to get some help. But my husband will ship for me, so that's not the issue either. I still would put myself on 3-day just in case he had trouble finding something. But my garage is spotless. Everything is where it should be. He can go in there, and then I just am on the phone while we're doing it just to make sure, you know, that if he has any questions about, you know, how to ship something. And it goes really fast, so I don't really even have to delay my shipping. This is a Bucilla Morning Dew pair of sealed cross-stitch kits. It's in one kit, but it's got hummingbirds. This is $33.24, so I've had it a while. It's going to go first class for 9 ounces. It's sold via promoted listings, no coupon, and I sold it for $18 plus shipping, so $24. So I'm happy with that. I bought a bunch of craft kits. This might be from that church sale we had. I bought a ton of craft kits there. And I've sold a lot of them in the $18 to $25 range. I tried to look them up. I didn't want to bring anything home because I wanted to leave it for the people in town if it wasn't, you know, sorry guys, if it wasn't worth money. And I waited like the first 3 days of the garage sale because I just didn't have time to search for stuff for myself. We were so busy just putting stuff out. So I made about 75 cents on the shipping too. It's $5.17 and they paid $6. So I guess 83 cents to be exact. So anyway, that's a good sale. I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm gonna get my mail out. This is my first priority, needless to say. So I'm gonna get my mail out. Then I'm going to look at the weather one more time. I'm going to check my cash flow because that's always an issue. You know, when you're overbuying up front, I mean, it's common sense to solve this problem. I just go to Denver, hang out 4 days, get my inventory, and come back, and then I'm done for 2 or 3 weeks. But that is a very expensive financial situation. Even though I sell $10,000 a month, and into my checkbook, I get deposited a minimum of like, you know, $3,000 to $4,000 on that. Usually more. Usually it's close to, you know, about $5,000, depending on how heavy some of that is. And how much shipping goes out and how many supplies I need that month and that kind of stuff. But normally for myself to live on, that's more than plenty, but it's rebuying in such huge amounts at one time. You know, if I just could run up here to the thrift and spend $200 this week and get a week's worth of inventory, you know, problem solved. It's not a big deal. But because of where I live, if I go this week, I'm going to be spending $600 to $800 between expenses and getting enough. And yes, that does last 2 to 3 weeks, but that doesn't help me this week with making sure that I'm, you know, using my business credit very conservatively. I don't like to just, you know, go charge up a bunch of stuff. I like to try to work out the problems. But this may be one of those weeks. Okay, these are DSCP underpants. They are men's size 32. To me, at first, they didn't look really vintage, and I'm not even sure they are, but they're just made in Kentucky, USA. I don't think I ever did find a date on these. But anyway, they are issued by the military, and I've learned that this DSCP is really good. I have a jacket behind me that I did on my haul this week, if you happen to catch that. And it's a DSCP. So I really try to pick up this kind of military stuff. So let's see what the deal is on these here. This sold like Friday or Saturday. This is one of my first sales that I normally would have shipped out on Saturday. Let me find it. Okay, so they paid 40 bucks. I mean, I'm talking like underwear sales, guys. If it's even 10 years old, I pick up the underwear if it's still packaged. So $40 plus shipping, $46.50. Sold via promoted, so I lost some money there, but no coupon. And let me make sure he didn't order anything else. Nope. Okay. Yeah, the other option too, and I've thought about it, my dad's birthday was on January 14th, and he was in Canada seeing my nephew, because it's the same thing, you know, our family, they all decided to just like go move overseas for fun, and no one even remotely understands what's that like, because, you know, you're trying not to make them make every trip to see you. That's not fair. On the other hand, you know, after 20 years, you know, it's just like, how often can we, you know, manage, especially with a business like this, to just keep going overseas? And you know, we had life circumstances there for a while, and we, you know, we just couldn't travel. Now that we can, and everything's opened up with COVID, then we had COVID on top of all of our other life type things. You know, we're just now getting to where we're trying to make some reciprocal trips so that my brother isn't coming all the time. This is my other brother, by the way. He lives in Australia, but his son was in Canada on a trip. So anyway, you know, so on my dad's birthday, I did not see him or even send him anything because he was in Canada. So I could do that too. He lives in southern Colorado, kind of on the other side of Denver. So that's another option that kind of went through my head this morning. Is I saw him at Christmas, so it's only been a few weeks since I've seen him. However, you know, I don't like him to have to make every single trip down here to Wyoming. That's not fair. And I like going up there. He lives close to Pueblo, and he lives about an hour and a half from Colorado Springs. So, you know, I could just get in the car today before the storm, shop my way all the way up there, and then stay at his house 2 or 3 days. He's a former Amazon seller, so he gets it. He gets that, you know, I'm going to sit at his kitchen table and type and do my inventory while we're watching TV. So, you know, there's no like hurt feelings there. He gets it that this stuff has to get done. So I'm blessed that way. So I thought about maybe doing that since I didn't see him on his birthday. I don't know. Anyway, this is going internationally. It's going through ELS, the eBay, whatever it is, program. Overseas. Yeah, I really, my heart says just stay home and edit all this older stuff because I'm, you know, type A and I like everything to be very diligent. And I know if I edited my entire 1,000 items, like actually did an inventory and checked, then I know I would find probably 20 items just for whatever reason. Either the order got canceled and I didn't relist it or didn't catch it. So I know that that would be almost like listing new items, you know, 20 new items throughout this week, just finding it. But again, then that stuff starts to sell and you're not really adding any new items. And so, do I really want my store to drop to 900 items? I'm struggling. Why do I keep dropping stuff? I guess I can't do a video talk and work at the same time. We found that out, I guess. That's the conclusion to this. Because every video I drop at least 2 things. And during my normal day, I don't feel like I drop stuff all day. I don't know. Anyway, now I kind of forgot what I was saying. Oh, I know what I'm saying. You know, from helping my mom last year, which I've talked about briefly, when her husband passed away in January of 2022, I had 1,400 items, and I felt like I had to fight to get my store up to that big. And then, even though I listed and tried to work all that year, my sales dropped too. Let's not talk about that, but my number of items dropped way down. And so I feel like I have just really been fighting to keep it at 1,000. And so now I'm not thrilled about the thought of it dropping any farther at all. Not at all. This is a pair of J. Jill Ponte pants. I've been experimenting with them. This is my second second sale on these pants. And let's see, these say reed in them, so they either were hemmed or there's a snag or something, so I'm really happy with this sale. They are an XL, and they're gray. They don't seem to have a pattern to them. Nope, they're just kind of gray, plain. But anyway, I sold these with a 28% off coupon and promoted listings. I sold them for $17.59 plus shipping, which I think is great for a flawed item. I think that's amazing. Amazing, amazing. All right. So, let me make sure she didn't order anything else. I know I have at least one person who ordered 2 things. I think they bought both of my equestrian pants, which I pick up anytime you see them. I'll show them to you. The package is open, so I'll show you before I ship them. It's really easy to spot them if you get used to spotting them. It's just obviously that there's usually leather in the, well, sometimes it can be over the whole backside, but it's usually just kind of on the inner inseam, but it's, you know, wide. It's not just a little line of leather. It's like a big line of leather, just common sense where you would sit on a horse. I'm sure most of you know what equestrian pants look like, but if you're not familiar with them, if you don't see them, it's a Wyoming thing for sure, so I see them every day of my life, and whenever I can afford them, I buy them. Sometimes the stores aren't dumb and they mark them up. Boy, my best garage sale, was it this year or last year? I want to say it was this year. There was a lady, and it was in Cheyenne. She had like 10 pair of equestrian pants, and she had wanted like 20 a piece, which they are worth it to just the average person, but no one came along. And so by the end of the day, I still paid 10 a piece, and because this particular brand, whatever they were that I got from her, they sold for 40 right away, so I was willing to pay 10. These I paid 4, or no, when we get to the equestrian. We're still on the J. Jill. Focus, focus, focus. Anyway, I made some money on the shipping too. They paid $9.75 and it's only $8.30 and it's going to California. My other option is to just go for the day today. We're going to get a little bit of snow tonight, but I could get out of here. It's already noon though. And I could maybe just stay one night with my daughter and just do Laramie, Cheyenne, maybe even Fort Collins, and then get home by tomorrow night when the snow really hits. That's my other option. I don't know. So I have like 5 options every week of my life, and normally I just pick one because the weather isn't like, you know, a factor, and so I don't like to sit here and just be in a quandary about should I go out of town or shouldn't I. I don't like this job to be like a mental game every day of my life. It just seems like the last month I've had to really account for the weather, and it just seems like it's making my life hard. Normally, I think we all have to look at, should we source anyway, we have to look at how much stuff we have on hand, how much our cash flow is, you know, how many items we're going to type in this week. I think we all kind of, at some level, have to kind of look at this every week anyway. And then when you add things that I can't control, like the weather on top of it, it's irritating. Irritating. All right. These are Urban Pipeline joggers. I actually do okay on Urban Pipeline. I don't know. These are $37.89. Let's see how much I took for these here. They're just plain tan. I got $11.07 and with shipping $18.60. They had a 28% off coupon and I sold it via promoted, so I lost some money there. So I'm sure the sale itself was like around 9 or 10, in between there, between 9 and 10. See if she ordered anything else. But I'm happy with that. It's a pretty quick sale over the last probably, I want to say 30 days at the most, because I'm on the 4,000s now. Maybe actually 2 weeks ago. I've been trying to type a lot. This one is going to Illinois, and Priority Mail, padded flat. If I just go to Laramie and stay till like tomorrow afternoon, my son has like 20, 25 more items too. So, you know, I could pick those up on, you know, to do on consignment. So I could pick those up. Let me see if he's actually getting the typing done. Where's my mouse for my other computer? Oh, right here. Right in front of me. I don't know if he's updating the spreadsheet at all. Let me take a look. Yeah, no, he doesn't look like he's doing any right now. So, he said he would if I was coming, you know, and he knew I was coming, he would get those done. So that would be, you know, inventory that I make a decent amount of money on, but I don't have to source. And it's on these weeks that really helps me out. Normally, you know, it's kind of good for both of us. It's money that I make off of just having my VA kind of work off of his spreadsheet, because he does the descriptions. I don't even have to do that. I just photo and ship, and I get half of a lot of pretty decent stuff. Well, what is wrong with you here? I do not know what is wrong with this one. Okay, well, I'm gonna take this back out. This envelope is either it's messed up or it's user error. I have no idea what is going on with that one. It's because the inside should not be sticky, and I think I only put it on the inside. I have no idea. Welcome to my life, trials and tribulations of whatever. I had a good weekend, though. My husband and I are both on the mend. He got sick for about a week, but it wasn't near like what I had, so that's good. So I feel like we've turned the corner on that, so we're blessed that way to, yeah, I can still hear it in my voice. I still do have a little bit, but I'm able to function, and sorry, it's taking eBay a minute. Okay, these are a pair of those LuLaRoe jeans. If you happen to catch my shipping video from a few days ago, I sold 2 to one lady. This is the pair that she did not want. I knew when I looked them up that these were a pickup. These are LuLaRoe 32. They do have stretch to the waist. This did not sell with promoted listings or coupons, so it's a full price sale. $24.99 plus shipping makes it $38.13 to the customer. I'm thinking that name looks familiar. I'm trying to think if this is the same lady. Maybe she got the other two and then decided she wanted this. Let me look. Nope, this is different. That lady was from Hawaii. This is Tennessee, so just looked familiar. And it doesn't say repeat customer, so she's probably not a previous customer. So going to Tennessee, and I make about $1 on shipping. $8.30 is what it cost me, and I'm charging $9.75 for my padded flat rate because everybody I know on, you know, some groups and stuff, they're able to sustain that, and my sales have not dropped at all with doing that. I just think people realize postage has gone way up, and I was charging $8.99, but then sometimes I missed it somehow. So $30 orders is a lot. It takes a while. Even if I'm not talking, it just takes a little bit to get these out. I know some people just print click and print, bulk shipping, and that's fine. I'm not going to criticize that. It's just that, you know, I know then they're writing on each package what each item is, or they're putting a marking on each package. And to me, this is just still faster by the time I do that. That's just my humble opinion. I know Chris and Tech, they've experimented, and Chris especially on the group for a while was doing bulk shipping, and he was just really convinced that it had to be faster. But in the end now, I think he does one by one too. That's just my opinion on what I think is faster. I want to do whatever's faster, and I'm fairly detail-oriented from being a nurse. You know, you can't give people the wrong amount of morphine, so, you know, you've got to be somewhat detail-oriented, and so I think I could do the bulk shipping. I just feel like by the time I keep track of each package when I have this many, that it may not be, but that's just me. Now, this is a Knox Rose dress, but it's a size small. I have been experimenting on this brand because I heard several people saying they were doing pretty well on it, but only in bigger sizes. But this was a bins pickup, and I just wanted to start trying to practice with the brand. So this sold via promoted listings, no coupon. It sold for $7.73 and $14.67 total. So I just made a few bucks on this. I would not pick it up in a small, definitely again. On an XL or bigger, I might still try Knox Rose. And it sold, no, this is actually 2,857, and I'm on the 4,000, so this didn't even sell fast, actually, for me. And it's 10 ounces. I had cottagecore in the title. It was like a nice lace eyelet dress. I'm sure if I would have held out for longer, I could have, you know, maybe eked out 10 or 12, or, you know, I could have held out for a year and gotten more. But to me, this is getting my $2 back on kind of a failed experiment, and I'm going to go buy something different. For me, I have to have a certain amount of money coming in every single week to be full-time and do this full-time. Probably in a perfect world, I went full-time too soon for the amount of money I want to make. So there are days where I let things go on a good offer just because I am full-time. Whereas if I, you know, didn't need the money or wasn't trying to live off it, I would just say, I might wait a couple weeks on that. But I don't really have that luxury. And I don't mind. I really don't. I would never pick this up again and list it to make, like, let's see, if I sold it for $7, eBay's going to take 2 or 3 promoted listings. So, you know, I would never work this hard to list something to purposely make $4. But when it happens, it's all right. It doesn't happen all that often. I'm doing a lot of clearancing right now. All right, what do we have here? These are a pair of boots. These are those Acme boots that I just got a few days ago. I showed them on a haul video. I got these up here locally. I paid, I think, I want to say $6 or $8. And let's see what they sold for here. Okay, they sold for $30 plus shipping. They did have quite a decent amount of scuffs on them, but they are ankle boots. They're vintage. They're an 8.5D, so they're not the biggest, you know, size. And so anyway, $44.25 shipped. No promoted listings or anything like that. I just want to look at this gal's feedback. She might be a reseller, which is great. I'm more than happy when people are. Makes me happy. And it looks like they leave good feedback, which I really like too. These are the type where if you wanted to hold out, they're cute enough. Even though 8.5D is kind of in there in a, you know, medium size, I think I could have, if I would have waited, gotten 50 for these. But I sold them, you know, even if I paid 8, which I think they were 6, but even if I paid 8 to 30 in, you know, like a week and a half is fine with me. I could do that all day long. So let's see, they're going to Oregon, so I can either do parcel. Let's see if priority bumping it up makes any difference. I am probably going to have to go to UPS anyway. I think I'll just keep it at parcel. It's a smaller sale. I'm not worried about the insurance on that. Need to mark this off. Okay. Yeah, it's really nice right now, and I can see the mountain from my window, so as of right now, there's no real snow on the mountain, which is nice if I do decide to get out of here. No matter where I go, I'm going to have to haul work with me because my VA, you know, he has 30 that will be done by noon tomorrow. And so I want to launch those because I've already put the work of the photography into them. So I want to get those launched. So if I do go anywhere, I'll take at least that bunch of 30 items. IKEA bag number 2. Alright, what is this thing? Oh, this is a Honeywell thermostat. I got this at the bins, even though I don't normally do hard goods. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I got at the bins. I do pick these thermostats up if they're new in the package quite a bit. This one is the model 3500. Sold via promoted, no coupon. I took 18, and then they paid shipping, so $28.13. I find them in the package a lot too, which is surprising. I guess changing your thermostat is a pretty common thing, and I guess people just buy it and they think they're going to do it, and then they want a fancier one, or who knows. But anyway, I actually find these quite a bit at garage sales and stuff. Remodeling projects, somebody never got done apparently. So this is going to Massachusetts. And it's going to cost me, I charged them $9. See, how long have I had this? This is $36.94. So I just underestimated the shipping because shipping went up and I didn't change a lot of my listings. So I charged him $9. It's actually going to cost me $10.85. So I need to be more careful in the future. Because I lost like $1.85 on that one. All right, so let's go ahead and send it anyway. That's my fault. So that's like, what, $4? Well, that's like $5 in shipping from not going back to older listings and updating your shipping when the post office raises stuff. I'm sure if I would have gone to Pirate Ship and done the cubic, I've got the box in the poly bag. You know, so I'm sure maybe I could have, you know, figured that out cheaper, but it's all right. Time is money too, and I try to be as detailed as I can and learn about all the changes and stuff, but I also just list. I just list and list and list, and that's what normally helps me financially. Okay, let me make sure you guys are still with me because I'm on another screen. Ooh, 43 minutes, guys, sorry. Welcome to shipping, and of course, if I wasn't talking or talking to you about what it is, it would be faster, but it normally takes me a couple hours on a Monday to ship everything. I think that's pretty normal. I picked it. I think it took me 20 minutes to pick all this. Now that I've rearranged my garage and I can go through that middle section, that has helped a lot to not have to go all the way around. So that's good. All right, this is one of the pair of riding pants. And then this is the other. So I think this is my double order. Let's see if I can save her anything. She didn't ask me to save her any money that I remember. Yeah, this is the same lady. And I think it's just these two. So I'm gonna... So let's see, on the carrots, which is Kerrits, I normally get more, but these have a flaw. They say read in the title. So I've only had these a few weeks. And I took $13.50 plus shipping. So then we'll work out the shipping. I better get a piece of paper for that. And I'll put equestrian, and then after the video I'll go in and I will square up with her if it saves anything, because it's going to upgrade to priority. She may not even get much back. I may not worry about it. Then this pair is called Iridian, and it's a lot of suede or leather and then the stretch material. And I think she was making me offers on both, so I also took $13.50 on these. These are both size smalls. I don't have in the title on carrots what size that was. But anyway, I'm assuming that it's a size small. So anyway, for size small Western riding pants, I'm happy with that. $13.50 again, and it's $21.22 total. So I'm just going to stick these down in a padded flat and see if I can get them both in there. I think I can. And when it says repeat buyer, it seems like maybe she has bought from me like just before anyway. So in case you don't know how to do that, I'm sure you do, but you just click on the first one and you're going to print the label and ship just as if you are only doing the one, only with the different weight. You're going to put both in the same package. Then you're going to go back, cut and paste the tracking and put that in the other one. These are going to California. All right. Success. I got it in there. So let's see. She paid $6.50 on this one, and I'm sure $6.50 on the next one, but I'll check. So she paid $13, and it's going to cost me $8.30. So, you know, I'll probably give her like $4 back or something. Just to be nice, because I like repeat customers. I do get a lot in some areas, but, you know, I do sell so many different items just because I'm, you know, always trying to get my inventory. I don't feel like I can always take the extra time to just be in one clothing niche. I am in a niche of clothing, but I don't think I'm in a clothing niche. I'm trying to do as much men's as I can. That just sells for me. Very few returns on that. So yeah, it's going to cost me $8.30. Purchase. So I will reuse this bag. I'll just put a new number on it. Okay, I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to copy this tracking number. eBay's copy button near the tracking number, it very rarely works for me. I don't know why, it just doesn't. So after this prints, I'm going to go catch the next one and put that tracking number in there right away, so I don't forget. So yeah, if you haven't seen my bins haul from this week, I'm really happy with how many items we got in the 8 hours and the quality of the items. I've got, in case you didn't get a chance to watch that, I've got some brand new Outdoor Research shorts that were in there. I've got a pair of Smart Wool gloves, which I didn't know they made. I don't know why. I just always thought they just made base layer, but that makes sense. So I'm really happy with that. I haven't even price checked what I should get. I just picked them up. I got some Patagonia. I got an Outdoor Research hat. Now it does have some weather wear, like some fading on the top. So I don't know how much I'll get on that Outdoor Research hat, but I'm going to look at that. So yeah, I am just very happy with the quality of the stuff I got at the bins. So I'm going to go in with that tracking number that I cut and paste from the last order, and I'm going to put add tracking number. And it won't happen right away. Like, this is going to show on my need to be shipped items for a little while. It just doesn't connect with eBay. I don't know if it's maybe when I take it down and it gets it scanned, maybe it clicks in. But it does, you know, take a while for it to actually catch. And then I will go in and give her a refund later. So I made myself a note, so let's hope it works. All right, this is an Elwood jacket. I don't know. I must have looked this up either at the bins or somewhere. I don't remember this brand really being anything. But even at the bins, you know, for a long, long time, I don't just throw stuff in the bag. I mean, I'd have to be in a real desperate strait to do that. I'm trying to maximize every dollar. So this is a men's windbreaker. It's a bomber. It's satin feel. It doesn't have any design on it that I remember. It's number 3108, and we're in the 4,000. So I've had this going on probably 2 to 3 months now. That would be like 900 items ago. So that would have been, yeah, probably 2 months. So anyway, it's sold via promoted. No coupon on this. So I got $17.96 plus shipping $28.48. So that is a halfway decent brand, Elwood. It sold fairly quickly within my 90-day window that I really like. And it's an $18 sale for something that weighs 14 ounces. I put this in a priority mailer. I don't know why, but sorry, it's 8:30. And let's go here. Okay. Whew, we got a long way to go, guys. We got a lot more. I don't even know if we've done we've done maybe 10 of them, 10 or 11. We're getting there. This is going to Arizona. We've got 17 left. So we're not even to half yet. $900 with 30 orders is okay, but I'm used to it a lot of times, not every day, but many times I'm used to having $600 and $700 sales days just in one day. So for this to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even a little bit of this morning, that's not that good to me. When you're full-time, you got to make a decent amount. So, but it'll pick up by today. I've got an offer there on a hat I'll take later. This is La Serra. I had shown these on a haul video. I got 2 pair of pajamas. It's actually a pretty decent brand. That's one of my first orders on Friday after I left, I think, that came in. So I got $26.99 plus shipping. These are a size XL. They used promoted listings, but they did not use a coupon. So $38.90 shipped. So that it's a good brand, La Serra. And I've got one more pair. That is really pretty. It's more like pink roses. Oh, it's a petite size XL, actually. So I'm even happier with that, because to sell anything petite is just rough for me. I don't know why. And this is going to Alabama. I want to get to Alabama really bad. You'll laugh at me, but I've told the story once before, so hopefully you're not bored out of your mind. But anyway, there's these glowworms that are only in 2 places in the world. They're in Australia, and then they're in Alabama. And when we were in Australia seeing my brother in 2018 or 2019, we really wanted to go, and we had it booked, but then the weather was too bad to get you out to the island where you have to see. So I'm embarrassed to say, I mean, there were a lot of things going on in my life at that point anyway, but I was very emotional. I cried when the trip was canceled. I wanted to go see these glowworms so bad. So I'm going to compromise, and either I'll wait till I go see my brother again, which I don't know when that'll be, or I'll just go to Alabama. I want to see these things. I guess they're in caves, and they're not just glowworms, but they have really pretty colors of all different kinds, and they're a rare species. So I want to go see that really bad. The problem is, too, in Australia, you could get a ticket, and then other than the waves to get out to the island were too much. Here in Alabama, we called once because we were thinking about it, and you can't, buy tickets ahead. It's like there's a limited number. So, long story short, we'll have to go for 3 or 4 days and just hang out and do other things and be very flexible and still pray that we get to see them. It's like, I don't want to fly from Wyoming to Alabama and, just basically to see these glowworms and then find out that, there's too many people or something. So, I need to, look, the reason we haven't gone, I need to look at some other things that we can do there so that we could make like a 4-day trip out of it, or at least be prepared to make a 4-day trip out of it. And, have some other alternatives so that if worse comes to worse and it gets canceled, that I'm not like in tears again, and then just be able to be flexible and say, oh, okay, we'll go tomorrow, or we'll, you know, because I told them, I'm like, you know, I'm flying from Wyoming. Is there any way that I could just like tell you when I'm coming so I know I'm not like doing this in vain? And they're like, no, sorry. So I need to like, you know, tell them that that's inconvenient. Like you should be able to book like over a weekend at least and say, okay, sometime during this weekend, I'm going to get to see it. But it's all right. You know, it's their business and apparently they're swamped. So not my problem. I guess they know what they're doing. These are a pair of Calso shoes, or are they Kelso? Let me look. Calso Earth shoes. And if you see them, I know I have them wrapped. They have the rubber sole and they're great for Y2K. They're lace up with a thick rubber, not clear sole, but that kind of tan sole. And if you're looking at Y2K shoes at all, you'll know that that's good. I took an offer on these because they do have a lot of scuffs on the front. I took up close photos. Anyway, so I'm sure I could have gotten 60 or 70 if I would have just waited forever. But I just listed these like, I don't know, I want to say last week. So anyway, sold via promoted, no coupon. I got 30 plus shipping, so $43.99. So hopefully they fit. I think that putting Y2K and that kind of thing in the title has helped with shoes like this. A lot of people are saying that Skechers, there's a lot of just like slightly older Skechers that you, oh, actually, I thought it was sealed. It's not. So yeah, so let's just show you, so it's not quite such a boring video of me just talking. Anyway, you can see that thick sole on there, but they do have like that black mark, and I probably could have buffed them and tried to get that out, but I did not. I don't wash shoes. I feel like I certainly won't wash the tread, that's for sure. Once in a great while, if I see a very expensive pair of shoes, I will like just take that white wall cleaner and just do a quick thing around it. But I really don't want to get into adding another task onto just the listing. The finding and the listing is enough for me. When I very first did eBay early on, and I did a lot more Amazon, I had a friend, and we full-time out in my back garage. Now remember, my front garage is all eBay. It's totally taken with the stuff that's ready to go. Okay, let me see. This is going to Rhode Island. Ouch. Okay, so I may repackage these. Let me look here. I have them in a priority thing, but UPS ground is going to be like $6 cheaper. So I'm going to set these aside, and I don't think I have another box or a mailer like just right here at hand. So I'm going to do those later because I don't want to pay $17. They're heavier than I had them weighed. So anyway, if I go UPS with those, I will still make $1 on shipping. So I'm going to come back and do those. Anyway, we used to take all the books that weren't good for singles on Amazon, and if they were kids' books or whatever, we would save them and accumulate the sets over time. And we made so much money doing that, but we spent just as much time out there putting the books in sets and seeing if we had enough as we did actually listing. And there were two of us, and we split the money. So in that sense, it was fine. But when she moved, I was just like, I don't want to have to match up the books, and you're always waiting for that one title, On the other hand, we paid nothing for our inventory. I mean, this was the leftovers from library sales. So, I mean, if you're willing to work hard, there's a million ways to make money. But this is better. All I have to do are two things: find it, list it, find it, list it. I don't clean a whole lot of things. For high-end things, I will. This is a House of Lloyd Christmas Around the World Santa ski slope. So I know I have it packaged, but it's like this piece of wood, and then there's these two little wooden guys, and if you put them on there right, they like walk down the ski slope. It's darling. It looks Nordic. I really kind of wanted to keep it, but I just don't need more stuff. Anyway, I paid about $6 for this after Christmas on half price, and I just listed this, I think, last week. It sold for $49.49 and then $54.20 total with the shipping, and that's because they had a 28% off coupon. So let's go in and see how much this is going to cost to send and where it's going. I love this thing. It's darling. But you can't really just display it because the guys keep walking down the thing. You would have to kind of tape them to the wooden thing if you just wanted it for display, because they just keep walking. You can't like keep them from walking down the thing. Okay, this is going to Michigan. Like I said last time, I love Michigan. I've got my measurements in there. Yeah, I mean, like this, I don't know why the shoes are so expensive, because this is 3 pounds, 15 ounces. And I've got my measurements, which one side of this box is over 19 inches, and it's only $11.70 parcel select. So it's just got to be because that one is going so far. So they paid $15.50, and I'm going to get by cheap on this one since it's going closer. If you didn't catch my haul video, I got this at the bins. It was just laying in the bottom, round 1 game card. I got to see if there's anything on there. Probably not, but you never know. And then I found 36 cents in a LuLaRoe really nice vest, and there was 36 cents in there. So you got to get to the bins. You never know what you're going to find. So I'm going to have to walk over and get some more paper too. This is why if I even get, you know, 10 or 15 of these items done on Sundays, you know, I just get up in the morning and whatever sold on Saturday, since I've been to the mail, I just ship on Sunday and get ready for Monday. Or especially if I'm gone on Saturday morning and haven't gone, or for some reason it's closed, then I definitely like to pre-ship. It's just that extra hour that it saves. Okay. This is Adacross shorts. So I think they're an Adidas thing, and then they're called Adacross. Don't quote me. Let me look here. Okay. These are, I do not have Adidas in the title. What are these things? Maybe that's just the name, Adacross. Nope, they are Adidas. I just didn't bother to put those in the title. I just put Adacross. So these are like a green. I put packable. They're like a hiking chino. They're really pretty olive green. And these sell really well. So pick them up if you see the Adacross shorts. And this is the middle of winter too, remember, at least for a lot of the country. So I've had these about 2 months though. They're number 3,230. So they used my coupon, my 28% off, and they used a promoted listing. So I sold these for $20.93, and then after everything, I got $21.90, including the shipping. So I'm going to spend, you know, a decent amount of that on the shipping. Let me make sure they didn't order anything else. Nope. Yeah, so, you know, I'm already buying shorts. I listed or sent a lot of pictures of shorts to my VA yesterday. I'm just starting now, trying to get, you know, I really would love to have 1,000 pair of shorts in my store by summer. I know how much money I could make on that. Plus, then Keen sandals, or just sandals in general. I'm trying really hard to get there. So I made like 67 cents on the shipping also. So that definitely paid for these. I'm not saying I wouldn't have stopped in the normal thrift and looked these up, but I don't think I would have, because I would have just thought Adidas shorts, I'm not going to pay $5. So I'm almost sure I got those at the bins. It's possible I paid $4.50, but I don't think so. It's possible after I looked up the comps that I did, but I don't believe I would have done that. Now I'm going to, that's for sure. If I see something with Adidas on it, I'm going to look and see if they are that Adacross type. I do overall sell the nylon packable shorts, or the Gramici and the Carhartt shorts, those heavy canvas shorts. Those are the shorts I make the most money on, are either the canvas cotton kind of heavy duty work shorts, or like Gramici, they're heavy duty hiking shorts, or these nylon, really thin, flimsy, packable shorts. Those are the shorts that when I see them, I do stop and look. I will sell like Van Heusen shorts, and I'll sell Roundtree and York cargo shorts. I'll sell a lot of that stuff in the middle of the summer. I still can get like 12 bucks out of those. But the rest of the year, I just can't get anything out of those. Okay, this is a pair of Duluth trading pants that I just listed like last week. They're, you know, maybe even this week. What is today? No, today's Monday, so it would have been last week. These are women's size 12. They're that green heavy canvas. They're really pretty, but they do have reed on them. I don't know if they've been hemmed or what. There's something with these, I remember. So I did not have promoted or a coupon used on these. I sold them for $12.25 plus shipping, and so $23.76 total. Where'd my thing go? I got too much going on up here. I got stuff sitting here I'm going to list today if I don't go. That's what I kind of have to decide. Do I rob today's sales and just get on the road while I can and not worry about listing today? But, you know, this weekend I didn't list a lot. So to me, that's not really a good choice. You know, and then just wait till tomorrow and I'll definitely have 30 going up and just do that, or stay home, just work through it and try to go tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, so $9.75 and I'm only going to pay $8.30. That's good. We knew on Saturday, you know, not just when we went. I mean, unless we found the mother lode. I mean, I do have stories of finding the mother lode at the bins. One of my, well, there's two. One of my best finds was those, and I'm not sure if I've ever talked about them. Those, Carhartt makes them also. Sorry, my paper's all coming all out everywhere. Carhartt makes a version of them too, but they're those work kilts. They have the same fabric as a pair of Carhartt, like heavy canvas jeans, but it's a skirt, and it's called, you know, like a work kilt. And there's a company in Seattle, though, that makes them, and they're much more expensive than even the Carhartt ones. And I can't say the name now of the company, but anyway, you can look them up, and they easily go for $80 and $100. So I had just been to Seattle for the very first time. I've only ever been, well, maybe I've been twice now, but at the time I'd only ever been once. And we were on this tour on this bus that they take you around Seattle and show you the downtown, where they've like built on top of the first level of these buildings, and you can go down underground and see the first level of what used to be the first level of the buildings. And anyway, this person talks about all this stuff, and then they always pass this business, and they say, you know, in Seattle it's a thing to wear like a work kilt. It's real heavy, and men wear them, and then they have, you know, room for your hammer and everything else. It's almost like a cargo kilt is the best way I can describe it. So I had just been on this trip, never seen one in my life, never heard of such, and we were at the bins, and my husband had not gone to Seattle with me. I don't remember coming home and telling him anything about them, because, I don't know, just don't think I would have mentioned them. So he just lifts this up, and he's like 3 aisles away, and he's like, "Is this anything?" And I'm not kidding. I went, I kind of like, I don't think I screamed, but I went, "Yes," you know. And there were like 4 or 5 of them. This has been like before COVID, so I don't remember all of the details of it. But I could not believe that, like, literally 2 weeks after. So, you know, most likely I've seen them 100 times and just thought, this is dumb. What is this thing? Or I thought it was fabric. Who knows what I thought? I'm sure that that wasn't the first time that I had actually seen them. But so, like, when it's in your head, you will find it. I'm not kidding you. I'm not saying that in some psychological way. I'm just saying you're paying attention, and you find things. And that was a bin that a lot of people had been through too. I do remember that. It wasn't like it just came out. He was going back through all the old stuff. So anyway, that was like a $500 thing just on those kilts. Plus we got a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, this is a Carhartt pullover. It's a men's size XL. It's a long sleeved Henley. It's not hooded. And this I just listed like 2 weeks ago at the most. I took 28% off. I do not remember accepting their offer. They wouldn't have been able to use the coupon, so I know I didn't. They must have just bought it with the coupon. No promoted listings, and this sold for $17.99 plus shipping. So the total is $21.76. See where this is going. I'm going to have to get some paper in a minute. Let me grab that. So my second story, as this is printing, I will tell you. Let's see, this is going to Kansas. Makes sense. Carhartt and Kansas go together. I made about 25 cents on shipping on this one is all. So anyway, my second story, story of finding the most stuff is that we call them teacher sweaters, and that's what I think I put in the title, and I'm trying to think of the name brand now that I'm going to tell you the story. I can't think of it. They're like creative something. Anyway, they're very embellished. You know, they're like the Halloween sweaters, the Christmas sweaters, and they have these big figures on them, and school buses, and they're knitted. And anyway, I saw the first one, and I had been selling them like one at a time every 6 months when I would find them, and I knew they were worth money. And one lady or person or something must have gotten rid of them, and there were like 15 in that bin, and you know, nobody else thought that they were worth anything because they just looked like these big kind of garish, I guess is the word, sweaters, which is all the stuff. Now, of course, with Y2K in the 80s, all of those sweatshirts and all that stuff is selling, but you know, with the grandma type of embellishment stuff. So now I think more people know, but at the time, that was a good sale. I mean, I sold some of those. Were missing some buttons because they always have like school bus buttons or whatever. And so some of them were damaged, and I was only getting like $30 on some of them. But a lot of them were ladybugs and in pristine shape, and I made so much money off of that. That was another like $500 day just on those sweaters. That's what keeps us going to the bins, right? You know, it's just that, it's like this didn't happen Saturday, put it that way. That's why I got off on that tangent, sorry. It didn't happen this Saturday. I did not find, you know, any like large amount of stuff. I found good, solid, single at a time. I'm hoping the smart wool gloves will pay off, but it was one piece at a time. Now these are funny. These are Ron DeSantis flip-flops, and you know, it's been a political season this last year, and we have, you know, people of all shapes and sizes in our family. We have Democrats and Republicans and the whole thing. So anyway, when you wear these, on the bottom of them, if you're walking on the sand, it says something about freedom over Fauci. So it's some kind of vaccine reference, or, you know, I don't know. I don't get involved in all that stuff really, but anyway, I knew, when I picked them up that, you know, I was just going to kind of use them maybe as a gag gift or something. And then I, saw where I was like the only person with them, and the only sold was like $45. Now this was in October and November before a lot of political stuff happened, and Ron DeSantis had that hurricane, and so he was on the news every day, and so I thought these are going to sell right away, but they just now sold, and I could not get rid of them back then. So they sold for with promoted listings and with a coupon for 28% off. They sold for $27.19, and with shipping it's $30.83. But anyway, no matter which side of the aisle you're on, it's funny. Just funny that someone would come up with that, you know, as a political thing to hand out. And it must have been at a pretty small fundraiser because, like I said, they're not that popular and there aren't that many solds on them. So I have no idea. All right, I charged $9.10, and again, for some reason, I'm just like off on my shipping. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess it's because I've had them 3 or 4 months, and I just did not up my shipping. So I am going to go UPS with these because then they'll get there at the same amount of time. And, or maybe I'll just keep them. I don't know if I have to go to UPS today, and I don't want to go unless I have to, so maybe I'll just keep it. I'm going to lose like $1 or so on the shipping, but that's all right. I definitely need to get in and edit my shipping. I hate to just go in and bulk edit and just up everything for no reason, because some things, you know, don't need to go up. So I haven't done that, but I can see today where I'm losing $1 here and $1 there on several items. It's starting to add up. Going to Florida. So that makes sense because, you know, if you're a fan or if you're not a fan of Ron DeSantis, either way, I think Florida would be, you know, where you would most want these. All right, guys, we've got 11 left to go. I'm not going to make it to the mail till at least 1, which I don't like doing to them on a Monday, but all right, let's see here. We have Proper Camo. I don't remember those selling. Maybe I was just grabbing stuff fast by the number. But I do check it when I get over here, make sure. Because the other day I was on a shipping video and I almost, you know, grabbed the wrong one. Okay, $36.49. So these are woodland trousers. And they're hiking and cargo. And in small print, they must have said Proper, which on military stuff is pretty common. Proper actually, that Proper brand actually makes a lot of military stuff. But for some reason, I don't know what is with these, because even at the bins, I would have paid about $2 something for these, so I don't know. But they sold via promoted listings. They did not sell using a coupons, but I took an offer of $11 and $20.25 shipped. So these I probably in the end only made about $5 on. It was probably a slow day, and especially first thing in the morning, I will take some offers just to get my store moving. And so that might have been what happened. I'm going to make about $1 on, well, not quite $1. I charge $9.25. So I've had these for a little while because I'm charging $9.75 now. I've had these about 2 months. So anyway, I made 90 cents on the shipping. So that helps a little bit, especially if I got them at the bins. That paid for about half of it. Makes it a little better situation. Going, I think, to Oregon is what I thought I saw. Yep, Oregon. This is up next. This is a really pretty Black Mountain fleece. It's a, I don't have the size on here. I'll look in a minute, but it's thick. It's really big. It's like that just huge oversized fleece that's really, it's selling for me really well right now. And I know I paid $4.50 for this at a regular Goodwill. It's kind of a full zip type thing. Okay. So we'll ship it next. Let's see here. All right, this is, I just listed this last week. You can get more. They're technically unisex. I think they even say that on the tag. It's a size large, and they sold via promoted listings, but no coupon, and I sold it for $23 plus shipping, so $37.09 total. I just didn't want to try to get this in a padded flat. I'm sure with, like, 20 minutes of effort, I could have, like, figured it out, but I didn't want to work that hard. It's really thick. I would have had to like really roll that thing or use a vacuum thing on there or something. So I'm sure I charged them more shipping, and that's probably why my shipping, or I got less for it. Washington, D.C. Going parcel post, it's £1.15, and I'm going to make like $1 on the shipping. So that's good. That is good. I wasn't sure on that. I'm happy with the older stuff I have going out. Normally, most of my sales are my new stuff, and then as I edit or run sales, then my really older stuff will sell. But today, I mean, I've sold quite a few things that I've had for 2 or 3 months at least, so I'm happy with that. Okay, these are a pair of Levi's. I think these are from that batch that I got free at that estate in those tubs. It's number 2270, and you know, I'm on the 4000, so I've had this a long time. Let's see where we're at. I probably took nothing. These are women's 14 long, which is a great size, but they're tapered and they have a flaw. So I took $6.89 and sold via promoted, no coupon. So I got $16.53 shipped, which I'm fine with that. You know, I was listing those things in just minutes. Like I had so many tubs of free jeans that I got really fast at just, you know, I just photoed a ton every day. And so, I mean, I still, you know, I certainly wouldn't do that in a single because I didn't make enough on that to be worth my time. They're going to Louisiana. And let's see. I made like 69 cents on the shipping. So that helps a little bit since I didn't pay anything for these. But, I want these out of my store. This is the kind of thing that makes me want to stay home and edit and go through and figure out how many flawed Levi's and things I have and just try to get $3.99 a pair. But if on the ones that just for some reason haven't sold that are not flawed or that are a better size or whatever, then I want to make sure I'm not going too low on those. So that's the kind of thing I'd really like to do this week instead of going on yet another trip. Although I must say, my husband and I are in the middle of a very good podcast. Well, no, we finished that one, but we're in the middle of some really good podcasts. We listened to this one. It got us to Denver and back literally. It had like only 6 episodes, but in between stops and, you know, things like that, it got us the whole way to Denver and almost home. And it's the story of in Wisconsin, there's this small town of under 2,000 people, and they have paddlefish there. And for some reason, the caviar that's in those paddlefish, it just became like a target where it's not that high quality of caviar, but people from Russia and other countries who just have this overwhelming amount of caviar that they need, they would come there in huge droves of people to this small town. So obviously they're pretty, like, you know, you can see that too many tourists are coming, put it that way. And anyway, you know, they would just unfortunately find like all kinds of fish, you know, just really quickly, you know, to get the caviar. And it became like this worldwide thing of them trying to track down who was, you know, doing this. And it was it wasn't the feds, it was the like the wildlife police. I don't know why I can't say the name. I live in Wyoming. You would think I could say the name. But anyway, they came and just, you know, did these huge investigations, and it was a big deal. It was much more interesting than it sounds, you know, because they had to track down, you know, people would go into hotels and the hotel would have to like literally get their insurance claim and remodel because people would go in there with a ton of fish and do their thing, get all the caviar out and then just leave. And so you can imagine it was destroyed, like you could not get the smell out. So, but it was a really actually very interesting podcast. Okay, these are a pair of Fry boots. They are women's 7.5B, which is my size. They're short pull-on wheat. They're suede. I had trouble giving these up, but I do not need them. I'm not really a boot girl. I do wear boots, but I have way too many nice pair. I don't have any Fry. I have a pair of Fry shoes, which that's the pair that I didn't do the bend test on when I found them at a thrift, and they needed the bend test. They just went quick. So I've got to re-glue those if that even works. I don't know. They used a 28% off coupon and a promoted listing, so they sold for $57.87 total. But anyway, so I let these go. 7.5 is a pretty common size in women's shoes. And so I find Birkenstocks, I find Keens, I find all this stuff. And so I just can't keep it all. I would like to, but I would have way too much stuff. Make sure I got the weight right. Okay, $2.15. They're going to Washington, and UPS ground is only $9.25, so that's good. And I charge $13.50. So even though they use my 28% off coupon, I still made some money on the shipping, so that's good. Good. I do flat rate shipping in case you haven't ever listened to me before. Welcome if you haven't. And I just do flat rate shipping. I look at the farthest place away in Florida, and then I try to offset that. So if someone really close to me orders something, it's going to be closer to the correct price. If someone really far away orders, though, it's not going to, affect me as much. And it just works for me. When I did the calculated, so many people were getting such outrageous quotes on stuff that I just didn't sell near as much on boots and shoes and hard goods. And this way, I would rather lose $1, or if I make a couple bucks, that's fine too. But I don't ever seem to have a slowdown in some of my stuff selling. That is going to go UPS. I think that's my first UPS. All right. We have an Echo. I do not know what the deal is with these shoes. I've had these forever. And Echo isn't like a huge brand, but anyway, they must have had a flaw because I have Reed in the title, so they must have been overly scuffed. I don't put the word Reed in the title just for a few scuffs. So they're a nice pair of men's loafers, shoes, size 10, leather black, casual slip-on. But anyway, I took $3.39, plus they used a coupon and no promoted listing, but I'm glad. I would have to go into the listing and look at why these took forever. There's something I probably should not have listed. I probably got them in some big bulk thing and just thought, I'll get $10 for them. And then this is like the one pair that even with a flaw, I could not eke $10 out. And then you end up having it in your store and, taking a thing. So that's why I really try now. I just put stuff on consignment at least one place. If something's that flawed and I know I'm going to even struggle to get $10, I just don't list it anymore. I made about $2.50 on the shipping too. It's going to California. So that helps a little bit. Makes me feel a little better. Alright, sorry guys. I need another box. It's going to be 4 IKEA bags plus a couple that probably won't fit in the IKEA bag going out today. That's not bad. I can get it in probably one trip because I don't think they're heavy. I can just put 2 IKEA bags on each shoulder and go in, but I think it'll be good. Even with flaws, there's not too many things I can't get $7 to $10 for. And if you're going to the bins and you accidentally bring it home, to me, if you're already listing, 25 pair of shorts, you can just throw one more in there. And it only takes a few minutes. And just kind of adds, you know, to everything. But I'm doing that less and less now. I'm just realizing that it clogs up my store, and when people are going through my store, if they see flaw or read in too many titles, I'm thinking it can hurt it. Now, on, you know, like a Cool or a North Face or a Carhartt, then I think that's different a little bit. Okay, we got 3 or 4 more. Oh, 6 more. I lied. Where are the 6? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, well, I mean, I know I had at least one ka-ching. Maybe some more stuff came in. All right, Ariat Real shirt or Real shirt. This I had higher in this morning. I just took an offer. It's a real pretty Aztec shirt, but it is a woman size medium. Even though it's cute, it's not pearl snap. It's just button front. But Ariat does really good for me. I got this at the bin. So $11 and $18.55 shipped. If it had been an XL or bigger, I probably would not have taken that woven offer. Oh, I know. 6 is still showing because the pants have not dropped off, those equestrian pants. That's why. And then I have the one pair of shoes here I'm going to fix. So that's where that's coming from. I'm like, I don't think I got that many orders while we were sitting here. Okay, first class. I've got to get my shipping changed over to a credit card for points, because just look at how much I probably spent right now. I'm sure I've spent, I want to say, 150, 200 bucks. I mean, I'm doing $9.75 over and over and over on 30 orders, and then the others I am doing $4 and $5, but still, it adds up. So I need to be getting some credit card points for this. It's on my list of to-dos that I have not gotten done yet. So you can tell, I mean, I'm really happy with 30 sales in 3.5 days on, you know, less than 1,000 items. That's why I'm at 977 items right now. So my sell-through is good. That's not the problem. Especially now, I'm just super picky what I pick. Everything going into my store this week, I feel real thrilled about. I'm excited to have it in my store. But I also didn't get enough on Saturday at the bin, so that's kind of the catch-22. Okay, so this, I'm not going to take it out because it took a while to get in there, but it is this thick. Like, this is bulging. I'm going to see if maybe even, I'll see where it's going. Maybe Priority isn't the best. Maybe UPS is better. This is a Unicore military jacket. It's not lined. It's just that the outer material is just really thick, but it's a cold weather fleece. Well, I do have lined actually, and then pockets. So it's an XL. So it's a military type fleece, but it's not fleece on the outside. It's kind of a weird material. I almost thought it was a liner, but I got this on my last bins trip. Sold via promoted. I did not take an offer or any coupons. So it's $20 plus shipping, $32.72. Let me see if I'm going to ship this now or if I need to find another box. That's why I don't seal some of these. I store them in the Priority because that's really what I would prefer. But no, it's going to California, so this won't cost that much. So I'm going to have to put a piece of paper on here because it's so close to the top that I don't want them to, you know, cut that. So I always put a piece of paper or some packing, but I do not have room for packing on this. This is barely making it into this shoebox. Okay. So yeah, in the end on that fish story, they ended up doing a 2-year operation in Wisconsin, in Warsaw, Wisconsin, where the forest, not, I want to say the Forest Service, you know, the, I don't know why I can't say, but anyway, the people, oh, actually, I needed to up my shipping here. The people who were in charge of it, let's just say the Forest Service, even though that's not correct. You know what I'm talking about, the Game and Fish or whatever it is. They pretended they owned a bar for 2 years, and one guy in particular, one federal agent, pretended that he owned a bar for 2 years and could barely leave because he had to keep up his, you know, his undercover identity. And that's how they finally cracked that one. But then, you know, it was a lot of people that, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of proof because you can buy fish, you know, so they couldn't prove that it was all going to caviar and all that. But it got us through. It was a pretty interesting podcast. There's a similar story. I want to say it was on This American Life. It was like a couple years ago. Either that or it was on some other podcast. You could look it up. But they were stealing, of all the things, they were stealing the, I want to say, is it praying mantis? Oh no, the Venus flytraps. There was, in a certain country, I want to say, you know, it was China. I'm not sure on that. But they felt like that was like an aphrodisiac, or they felt like there was some property of these Venus flytraps that they wanted. And so in the United States, these farmers who sold Venus flytraps like to, you know, flower shops and all this, all of a sudden under the cover of night, they had to like protect their crop, which they never had to do before. It's a really interesting one too. I like thefts and stuff that don't always involve murder. I will listen to some murder mysteries too. But once in a while, you just want something that isn't like involving death and stuff. But, I mean, in both of these cases, people's lives were at risk because there was so much money at stake, even on those Venus flytrap one. Because I drive, I listen to tons of podcasts. I don't get to like sit down with a book that often because of my travels. I just can't, you know, really eke out that time all the time. But I'm very good at making sure I'm still listening to any book I want. I just buy it on Audible. This is my son's. I'm gonna print this here. This is a Casio FX 9750G3. It is a power graphing calculator. Sold via promoted, no coupon, so it sold for $29.90 shipped. So I'm going to print this page here for him, and it'll go into his file. I've got to get more done on his payments too. He sold some pretty big things this last week. I just gave him a check a few days ago, but then these 3 really big things sold. And if it's a bunch of small things, I'll wait 2 weeks and then give him his check for a couple $100. But he sold the Mickey ears that were $110, so his half is $50. He sold I don't know. Anyway, like 3 $100 items. So now I feel like with the small things, I need to get him paid. He's not worried about it, but I like to keep up with my stuff. Oh, I guess I did tell it to print too. Okay, this goes into my file that I have for him. So that goes right there. So now we can ship this thing. You wouldn't think I would forget, but sometimes he has so many sales a day and I'm busy, and so I just make some kind of a print off so that when I go back, I'm not having to search through all of my sales. You know, I just don't like to do that. Oh, this is going overseas. So I wanted to look at this thing and see here. Oh, there's my daughter. Let me tell her just a second and hope that there's no emergency. She texts me more than she calls me, so let me just I'm gonna go ahead and go, guys, anyway in a minute. Let me just say just a sec, and then hopefully she says okay and it's not an emergency. I would sure hope not. Okay, this is 1 pound and 4 ounces. So it's going overseas. So it's going to Glendale, Illinois. And I'm going to do parcel post. All right. And then I think that is my last one. Let me double check because I have the shoes I got to fix. And then I have the equestrian that just hasn't dropped off. Open, open. I don't like to miss phone calls. I've had, you know, some things in my life happen, and I'm really a big believer in answering the phone when, you know, someone's trying to call you. Okay, I do have one more, and I don't know why I didn't pull them. I don't know if they just got paid. I know these sold a couple days ago, but anyway, it's a pair of pants. It's called Hollywood pants with a WOULD, and I sold them via promoted listings for $17 and $25.12 shipped. So for whatever reason, I did not grab those, and I'm going to go grab those. And that is it, guys, for today. So I hope you have a good day. Thanks for shipping with me. Sure makes it a lot more fun than just standing here by myself. Hopefully I get somewhere to get a bins haul, and so you'll hear from me then. Have a good day. Bye-bye.